If you want 10K a month as fast as you can, do this. If you want to biohack optimally, do this. If you want to get as much gains in the gym, do this. Get on these opportunities. Do these things, and I promise your life is going to change. Drop everything you're doing before that isn't optimal and just do these things. This is the best self-improvement advice that you could follow in your life, and that's going to change your life. Do these things now or get left behind and stay a loser. If you're on self-improvement whilst being on social media, which I presume you are because you're watching this video, you probably have been dealing with this mind space before. All these ideas, where you see all these principles, where you see all these paths to self-improvement, or all these paths to whatever you want to do, which I presume you're on self-improvement because you're watching this video. You see all these paths to success. You see all these paths to winning in life. You don't know which ones to follow, and you don't know if you're doing the right thing at all. You may be doing this thing for a few months, and you enjoy it. You're not just doing it because you find you need to start somewhere. You actually enjoy doing this thing. This is something that you have liked maybe since when you were a kid, or maybe a hobby that you picked up on. And you like doing this thing. You like doing this one thing, whatever it may be. I'm trying to make this video as general as possible, so I'm not going to put my own preferences into this video. This video is going to be very general, and I want you to just put yourself in the shoes of this video, whatever that means. I don't even know if that was English, but just use your own perspective while watching this video. So you're doing this purposeful thing. How long? However long. And you like doing this thing, right? You like doing this. You like doing this. You want to keep doing this. And yeah, you enjoy it, but you don't find gains in it, or you don't find that glamour that you see these influencers have with what they're doing. You have this thing, this little small thing, and they have crazy thing. They just have a crazy thing, and they're making consistent success in everything, while you're just doing this one thing. Naturally, if you're going to be on self-improvement and you're ambitious, you want to do things that most people wouldn't even think of doing, you have goals that the average person, if they looked at them, they'll think that you're completely delusional. Naturally, you're going to follow self-improvement influencers. Naturally, you're going to follow gurus. Be it entrepreneurship, be it fitness, be it health, mental health, mindset, discipline, whatever. You follow all these gurus because you want to have their knowledge so that you can use their knowledge to become the best version of yourself that you can possibly be. So that you can fulfill your purpose. You can fulfill your mission. But there are some influencers who will use your ambition and who will use your, what Alex Hormozi called, uninformed optimism. If you don't know who Alex Hormozi is, he's a great business guru. Check him out if you're into entrepreneurship and business. I'm not going to name any names, but there are some gurus. There are some influencers. I don't really like saying the word guru a lot, but some influencers, some self-improvement YouTubers, entrepreneurship YouTubers, who will use your ambition, who will use your uninformed optimism for their gain. Give you all these things. Give you all these blueprints, all these keys to finding abundant success in this thing. And they will paraphrase it to where if you don't get on this thing right now, you are going to fail. You are going to stay in L, and you're going to stay broke, fat, unfulfilled. That's shiny object syndrome. So you might be thinking, how do you know anything about shiny object syndrome? Because it seems to me that you're just talking about somebody who's incredibly ambitious, who's a go-getter, and doesn't want to just stay behind. Or are you so against people just trying new things? Or why are you so against people trying to learn from people who are better than them in that thing and pivoting so that they can get closer to their goals? Why do you have a problem with that? And my answer to that is that I don't have a problem with that. I think it's good. And I want to touch on this. Your purpose doesn't have to just be one thing. Your purpose can be many things. Your purpose can be a lot of different paths to all these places where you want to have complete success in. And you probably already knew this. It's probably very simple knowledge, but that's facts. Your purpose doesn't have to just be one thing. So am I saying that you should just focus on one thing for the rest of your life and don't ever think about doing new things, or don't ever try to pivot? Because your purpose can change. You could have priorities. You could have your priorities change towards different things. And you should notice that, embrace that, and you should pivot when necessary. But that's not the issue. What I'm talking about is why these influencers use shiny object syndrome on people who are, again, on uninformed optimism, on the uninformed optimism stage. And what that uninformed optimism stage is that they know that you don't really know too much about this thing, but you want to learn, you want to grow. You wake up every single day and you think about this thing every day. You take action on this thing every day. Even things like wasting time watching Netflix or whatever. You don't really want to even do that anymore. Or you want to minimize that because you just love just grinding on this one thing or these few things. It doesn't have to just be one thing. And what these influencers do, again, not going to name any names, is they'll use that optimism. They'll use that excitement you have to give you the things that they want you to do. Personal experience with shiny object syndrome started in the end of 2022. When I full-heartedly decided that I was going to be an entrepreneur and I didn't want to work for somebody else or go to university and end up in debt and just work in something I don't really care about. Again, I have no... Good for you if you want to go to university. Good for you if you want to work a job. Obviously, there's nothing wrong with that. Not at all. But I decided full-heartedly last year, end of the year, that, you know what? Let me become an entrepreneur. I want to do that. There's just so much glamour in it. There's so much purpose in it. Because I was always the type of person that wasn't too committal. I have too much commit with things. I didn't commit to a lot of things. Don't know if that was relevant towards the video, but I was always the type of person to where I just couldn't see myself working for somebody else 20, not even 20, like 40, 50 years of my life. And then retire at 65 with pensions. I never saw myself doing that, and I never, hopefully will never see myself doing that. So naturally, on self-improvement, whilst being on social media, I'll go on these YouTube videos, search up, what are the best side hustles to start in 2023? What are the best ways to make money in 2023? Best online businesses to start in 2023? Best business models in 2023? And I stumbled upon a few. I stumbled upon a few, but what really got my attention was drop shipping. If you don't know what drop shipping is when somebody buys your product, but you're not actually shipping it to them. You're not shipping it to them. Instead, you're the middleman to a supplier. So what you essentially do is that you create the website that's going to be the middle bridge between the customer and the person that's actually going to manufacture it and ship it to them. But the catch is you have to increase the price about $5 to $10 more so you can actually make a profit, so that you're not doing it for free. Actually, a little more than that. That's why dropshipping is kind of controversial. If you looked on it before, you would see that it's a little controversial. But getting on point, the customer they'll give the information to you. You would give the information to the supplier, their address and all that, and then they'll ship the product to you. And after that, you get a profit, they get a profit, and the customer gets their product. Very simple. But if you want to learn more about dropshipping, there's a lot of dropshipping videos. Do your research. But getting on point, dropshipping really got my eye because I'll see all these guys with these freaking goofy ass thumbnails showing their phone like, oh, look at me, I got freaking like 50K in 30 days. I'm like, wow, I cannot miss out on this opportunity. So I did that. I got on dropshipping after watching like a plethora of videos on it. I got on dropshipping. I was ready. Went on TikTok organic dropshipping method. Tried that out. Bottom line, I failed. And I'm not saying it's their fault. I'm gonna say it's obviously my fault because I didn't succeed in it, and I didn't push myself to make it profitable. And bottom line, I did not know what I was doing. But that's the essence of shiny object syndrome. And it's so easy now because it's content creation. There's just many videos on it. You'll see just thousands of videos on it. And you'll just get this information. And they'll always paraphrase it to where if you don't do this, you're going to be left behind. These dopamine ridden thumbnails where they'll get up their phone, they'll show, and it's not bad. It's part of the game. Like, I'm not hating on people who do that. It's part of the game. But that's why people are going to be falling in shiny object syndrome. And nobody is going to succeed when they're in that state of just trying out this one thing, but then seeing a thumbnail of this one video, clicking on it, showing the potential of it, showing the profit of it. When in actuality, it takes time. It takes a lot of skills that you have to build up upon so you can even make it profitable in the first place. And you're not just going to get 10K a month or get all these gains first month alone. It takes time. And with dropshipping, let me just go back to that. I genuinely thought I was going to become rich within 3 to 4 months, or at least I genuinely thought I was going to make money the first 3 or 4 months dropshipping. And they didn't lie. Like, people do make money on dropshipping, but this video is not about dropshipping. But people make money on it. People made money on dropshipping. And I saw the potential, but it was sort of stretched. It was sort of stretched, and it takes time. Now, it wouldn't be a problem if I was genuinely interested in dropshipping and I would like to do that for the rest of my life. The thing is, I got played a little bit. And it wasn't just me just getting, like, these people are not bad people. They're not evil. They sold me a dream. I fell for it. And I shifted my focus on a lot of things because of that experience. But even though I did learn a lot from dropshipping products, and in actuality, I could have done better with product self-selling, all that. This is not about dropshipping. I'm done talking about it. But in essence, that's what shiny object syndrome is. It'll shift you away from your purpose, from what you love to do. In actuality, like, what do you love to do? Just think about it. What do you love to do? What would you do for free? What would you do if you woke up and you just do whatever you want? You had no job, you had no responsibilities to tend to. What would you do? A lot of people can't even answer that question. And some of these influencers, they're going to take advantage of that. They're going to take advantage of that confusion and give you all these ideas, give you all these ways to get to success, ways to get to the finish line. But you know what is the boring pill to swallow? They only succeeded because they followed their purpose and they shifted their focus on those one or few things for a long time. They didn't go watch side hustle videos. They didn't go switch from workout routine to split to diet. They focused on these few things and they went full throttle in it. They had their foot on the gas pedal fully. And these influencers, they won't tell you that. They won't tell you to do that. Because this is a boring answer. If they made a video about saying you should just focus on this thing, it wouldn't get views. It wouldn't get people really interested in them, or interested in their products, or interested in anything that they're talking about. Because that's the boring answer. Instead, they're going to give you this dopamine path, this dopamine-infused path, to where they're going to sell you this message. They're going to sell you this thing. This is the way to get to this. This is the way to get to that. If you don't do that, you're going to fall behind. And it's a clever marketing ploy. It's clever. It's very clever. But if you want to succeed, focus on just few things. Just focus on just a few things and completely go long term with them. Am I saying just to focus on those things for the rest of your life? No. If you generally see stuff that are actually making a lot of people gains, whatever, then there's nothing wrong with trying it. There's nothing wrong with trying it. There's nothing wrong with just doing new things. I'm not saying just do the old things. All I'm saying is that shiny object syndrome will keep you hooked to these creators, these influencers, these gurus, whoever you want to call them, whatever. And you might think that you're doing the right thing. You might think that they have your best interests at heart. But in actuality, they're making a bag out of you. They're making a bag out of you, telling you to do this, doing that. And yeah, sure, I'm not saying those things are fake. I'm not saying that they don't actually make you gains. But you jumping throughout whatever, all these things is never going to make you gains. I've been yapping throughout this whole video. So if you've been watching to this point, shout out to you. You're amazing. Thank you. Good job. I hope you got any value out of this video. But in essence, if you want to succeed in life, and if you want to get better, and you want to have long-term success, stop trying to use your ambition in many ways. What you need to focus on is the skill of focusing. The skill of focusing and the skill of purpose. At the end of the day, you can get money anywhere. But what you need and what you should really have your full attention on is really developing your purpose. Once you develop your purpose, the path will just be laid out to you like a red carpet. And yeah, sure, you might not be having as much or even as fast success as those gurus you're watching. But at least if you are purposeful and you love what you're doing, and I mean, if it's something that's small, sure, you're probably not going to make as money as Iman Gati, but just think about something. Think about it. Again, I'm making this a lot towards business, but again, paraphrase it towards your life. So I hope you got value out of this video. Subscribe, like, share this to somebody who needs this. Reject complacency and embrace strength. Peace. Follow your purpose.